Sup guys, today we're gonna do Elaborate issue number 4, drawn and written by John Byrne, and we're gonna continue. So first of all, we are now in the future, and it looks freaking awesome. So John Byrne is very good at detail, very good at the I have no real words how I describe his art, but if I look at, especially technology, and buildings and future stuff, he can do that really, really, really well. So it seems I believe there's a theme here that the story is being thrown to the readers as, hey, something is happening, and then little by little we see, how do you say, a flashback, how it all went down. So it seems that we're already here in the future. This guy called Poe, I believe, he has some trouble with his eyes because something happened, and they don't know where they are, but they should have been 50 years in the future somehow because they're on a mission, but somehow it derailed. How? We don't know yet. Was this a good movie? I can't remember anymore. I believe I saw it and I had fun with it, but not sure. Anyway, so he's literally basically, blind, right? And then, so they say, hey, is this Metropolis, do you think? And he says, and then they say, hey, it looks like Doomsday picked it up and shook it, says one of these guys. That's not a bad analogy, son. So this guy that looks very out of place with his robes and his hoodie and staff. And he says, it wasn't restricted to Metropolis. In fact, Metropolis got off light compared to some other places. And he says, hey, who are you? I said, hey, I would answer all of your questions, but we need to go. There's a storm coming, and the storm in the distance is part of the nightly sweep. And he says, sweep? Yeah, trust me for a few minutes, all right? I'm a friend. You're going to need all the friends you can find. Yeah, I mostly know how that went down, but, maybe he's right. Who knows? So they are going underground, and there's some people living off the streets, in poverty and all that stuff. And some of these guys says, hey, from the looks of the clothes, they're not sewer rats. And so the other one says, no, we are lab rats. That's what we call ourselves. And so the big guy says, hey, this is how you people live? The lucky ones, yes. There are about 2 dozens enclaves like this scattered all over the cities. So this old man wants to know where they come from because it says, hey, you are time travelers from the past. 50 years in the past, if that part went to where it's supposed to be. So the girl says, what happened to the city? And then this is happening, some kind of, I don't know, energy outburst or something. And some of them look outside what's happening. And it says, yeah, the sweep is still moving. I don't know what it is, but we're going to find out probably. And he says, he doesn't know we're here. He? Who is this he you guys keep talking about? We don't know who he really is. Only that he's been squatting in the Black Tower for more than 40 years. That he wants to kill Superman. All right. And then we go here, and I must say, this design looks freaking awesome. I mean, it's over the top, but, look at this mask. Pretty cool. Like I said, John Byrne is very good at creating stuff, and sometimes, mostly it sticks, right? He is reinventing Superman years ago, and it was instant hit. Anyway, so this guy says, report number 12. Nothing, sir. We swept Sector 9 thoroughly, but he's not shown himself. Do you think it might time to accept that Superman is dead? No, never. Superman does not die unless it's by his hands. He does not die until he pays for what he did to the city. All right, that's cool. So this is obviously, in an other time period, it's divergent. We can call it the multiverse. I just really hate that word, but it's not, because multiverse is just an excuse to bastardize things. I just love the word time travel. And then you go to the future or not show, like in other dimensions, but in the future, and then things happen in a different way. I think that's way cooler than, oh, go to this world and there's this version of Spider-Man, and that's totally different, and he's black and he's gay, and I hate that. Make it original, make it fun. I don't care if Spider-Man gay or in other dimensions gay. I really don't care about that. But multiverse has been done to death, because you can change everything and it has no consequences, right? That's why I hate the multiverse now. In the beginning it was fun, it was a nice gimmick, but now it's just overdone, right? Anyway, I just sidetracked here a bit. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I can't help myself sometimes when it comes to these kind of topics. Anyway, let's move on. So this guy says, how long must this go on? How long can he hide from me? I've been sweeping the city since before any of you were born. Even if Superman's still alive, he may not be in Metropolis. He could be on the other side of the world. No, he's here, she says. He was there when this has happened. He's still here. Okay, so she also has a grudge against him. You're probably right, 12. Get the generators back to full power. Tomorrow we will sweep the sectors 3 and 7. So, and then when he's walking away, so these, I don't know, working people are complaining. He says, are you really going to continue the charades? I've been here for 9 years, and so we spent half of our lives in this tower. There's nothing happening. When does it end? She says, never. It never ends. Not as long as he thinks there is a chance Superman is alive in the city. Or would you rather go back to the subways, the sewers? Would you rather give up all this and go back squabbling, fighting over the tiny scrumb of stale bread? So, and then they say, oh, no, that's not what we want. I'm doing that for 10 years. I'd rather die than go back there. So they basically, how do you say, give up another prison for one prison for another, although this is probably a little bit better because, I don't know, luxury and golden cage and all that stuff. Oh, ads. So she's going to check on this guy, and she says, recharging is proceeding on schedule, sir. Will there be anything else? And then basically he says that he can't remember anything from, how the city is used to be. You never know anything else, never known anything but this shattered, broken world. Which is why Superman must be found, sir, and punished. 3 generations of my family have served you in your great cause. It troubles me that you seem sometimes to be weakening in your resolve. So she's challenging him, and that he admits that that's that case. So it seems that this is not really a bad guy for now, right? Meanwhile, we go back, and then he gets some drops in his eye because the doctor says, hey, I can fix your eyes, and it takes a couple of hours. And so the lab rat wants to know what went wrong to this world. So, and the old man said it wasn't an explosion, it wasn't a natural disaster, it was that someone shook the world. And then it all came down. And so they also talk about, other cities like Gotham and London and Paris. And so they rebuilt some kind of, technology to contact other cities, but, no prevail. And he says, I was in Australia when it happened. It took me 9 years to make my way back to Metropolis. So I wonder who this guy is. And I want to hear your story before we tell ours. Okay, so flashback time, like I said in the beginning. So they go to Metropolis because, Dr. Quinton or whatever his name is, the boss, wants to show them something. And this looks great, man. Like I said, John Byrne is the man. So there's a lot of ads. Skipping a few pages. Hey, Gundams. So Quinton here. Is it Quinton? I believe it's Quinton. He says, how do you time machine and lose it? We didn't exactly lose it. The project ran out of funding and was shut down. And so they are, booting it up or something. And this is below the Chicago football stadium. And so basically they go on a new mission, right? Because reasons, I don't know why they are going on these missions, what the end goal is. But hey, I love the adventure style of it. So, all right. Why does this rail run into a brick wall? That's how this contraption works, apparently. The rest of the mechanism is about a mile uptown. Woo. The car passes into the accelerator tunnel, and its atoms get thrown through time to come out on the other end in the receiving unit. Doesn't make any sense. How could the receiving unit be in the past before it was built? And he says it wasn't built for in the past. It's a part of the technological exchange program in the future. So, and then this comes the doctor, and he's a little bit concerning about the entropy and all that stuff and the physical laws. So Quentin just dismisses that and says, "Hey, it's gonna be all, it's gonna be fine." So these guys comes in, and but then one of these, I forget this is a girl, but that's the one of the. I praise John Byrne a lot, but what I don't praise is his depiction of younger people, mostly because he have a lot of characters that looks like this with the short hair and the weird haircut and absolutely no womanly features or girly features, except maybe from some very small boobs. But if you look at the face, it's very manly. So yeah, this is a girl, by the way, and she asked, "Hey, what about the twaddle about entropic inversion?" So this new guy, this, from the last issue, is the new person that joins the lab rat, says, "Entropy is the natural tendency of all things in the universe to lose energy over time. But going forward like this, we go against the natural flow of entropy." Whoa, the golem speaks. What's that? First time in a week? So mocking him, and even this Poe here says, "What I can't figure out is how it happens when every time you speak, Isaac, you seem to know more than you should. And what should I know, Poe? Are you assuming I must be dim just because I happen to be big?" They're getting interrupted. So there's some banter here. So there are, going through time, skipping a page, and this is happening. An explosion. The explosion hits this Poe's eyes, and by the way, she also. Can it, boo? Me, I like the strong silent type. Dude, you look like a dude. Doesn't matter. So yeah, they are here now. More ads. Christ. So yeah, and then they're in the present, and it seems that the big aftershock in this world, probably disrupted the whole thing, and that now that they are trapped, and the contraption that they're in is destroyed. So Poe is now seeing more clearly, and he can't sleep because he has too many questions. So, and he hears the old man talking to the girl, and he says, "Not tonight, Anna, or the next, but soon. It's been ready for weeks now." So he comes in, and he wants to know more, and he says, so he checks his eyes. He said, "Right now. Sometime I made scraps out of scraps, and threads collected over a dozen. Sometimes, I hope, can save this sad world of ours, Poe." So he reveals the costume of Superman. All right. So what does that mean? I don't know. All right. Go back to the Black Tower. So 12 comes in, and he says, "What troubles your dreams, my lord?" Glimpses, fragments of the world before Superman destroyed it. The face of a woman I loved. Yet I cannot remember her name. So immediately when he says that, I knew who this guy is. I mean, you can figure it out. And he says, "So much I can remember, as is almost as if I was born on that day, 50 years ago, when everything was shattered. Born with a single searing purpose. Dun, 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 to find and kill Superman, to make him pay for his inexpiable," is that how you say it? "Failure." So yeah, this is Superman. So not sure what happens. Maybe, I don't know, Doomsday did a number on his brain or something. Could be. Next, Man of Tomorrow. But I like it. I like this kind of stuff. I love the adventure part of the Lab Rats, right? Oh man, got milk. That's a long time that I see an ad like that. Yeah, I like I said, the adventure style of all this, with disposable characters. It's great. I love it. It reminds me of what's the other time travelers? The challengers of the unknown. I guess I'm not familiar what they are doing because I don't have much of them. But it reminds me a little of that. Going through time or going to places where some shit is happening and then they survive or they die, and then the next part of the people join the group and do it all over again. Great stuff. I like it. Guys, let me know what you think about it. See you next time. Bye bye.